Hello YouTube, Bald Man building an airplane here. This is Wingtips video number 4. This is the last of the right side. I think it's the right wingtip. Yeah, it looks like right wingtip. This is going to be just cleaning up the sort of rib that goes in the trailing edge of it, fitting that in there, riveting it in. And then I think I'm going to do some work on the to clean up where the lens sort of attaches on. I realistically need to do a lot more work where the lens attaches on and do a sort of, all sorts of cleanup in that area with filler and primer and Bondo and blah, 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 blah. But that's another time. For now, it's just fitting this rib. So this is pretty boring, but what's really exciting is that I just got back from Oshkosh. This is my first trip ever. My wife and I went. We camped. It was very hot. It was very yucky. There was a lot of suffering and pain, but it was amazing. The highlight of the trip was flying with Mike Seeger on a demo flight in the RV-14. I was like, while it was going on, like, I'm like, okay, yeah, it's an airplane. It flies like an airplane. But like looking back on it, it's like, holy crap, we were off the ground in like 10 seconds. Once the throttle was in, it was just beep, 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 as the angle of attack was, yelling, and then we were off the ground. And then we were just cruising around at 130 knots, no big deal, and it's like, let's climb. Okay, we're climbing at 115 or 1,500 feet per minute at 100 knots. Like, what? I didn't even, looking back and thinking back of all this stuff, it was just like, kind of crazy. And the control feels are very nice. Yeah, it was great. Additionally, my wife and I did get to sit in the Tail Dragger 14. I'm pleased with the visibility. I am extremely pleased with the spaciousness of the cabin of this airplane. It's going to be really nice when it's all done. Now, if I could just get some replacement parts for some of those fuselage issues that we're still going through. But that's another story for another time. So yeah, they're back to the build here. These lenses, I think I did a little bit more work to sort of clean up the edges of the lens. No, maybe I didn't. I guess I did that on the next one. This was just, I wanted to sort of fill the gap. When I cut the lens, the lens cutout was not not deep enough. It was, the ridge was a little bit too high, and even with the lens properly seated in there, it was gonna like stick out from the edge of the wingtip. Like, so I'm gonna add some micro and epoxy here to sort of fill it. Realizing now, after I did some reading online, that that's an okay filler. Also, it's going to chip away further back because I didn't sand it there, but that's another story. Because as you sand the micro, it creates these little pinholes because it's these little glass beads. That'll just get filled with Bondo when the time comes. Whatever. This is all cosmetic, but there's a lot of work yet to do on these wingtips. As far as like actually finishing them, do they look good enough and work well enough to fly? Absolutely. Are they perfect? No. Will they ever be perfect? No. Yeah. And then this is the rudder bottom fairing. I'm just getting it ready for attach. I'm going to put a little epoxy on there and set it in there temporarily, and then come back maybe next time and put another layer of glass inside. So we'll see you then.